guys, this is Cassie or Lovely Restriction. I was wanting to film a video on the topic of restriction. Jen and Brad filmed a video earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week, about restriction as a response to the video to Laura Eve. I can't remember, I think it's Laura Eve Banded, or Banded Laura Eve, I can't remember her name. But she also recorded a video on the topic of restriction, and I thought they both had really awesome things to say, and so I kind of wanted to film a video just with my experiences around the topic of restriction. I primarily wanted to film this because I did have a long period of time in my journey where I wasn't recording videos, from like week 5 until week 27, I think. So I had a good 22 weeks in there where I didn't film any videos, and that's where, that's a very large portion of my journey considering I'm only 34 weeks out. So I wanted to just put a video out there about my experiences. So my first fill that I received was when I was 6 weeks post-op, so it was mid-January. When I had surgery, let me just give you, before I get into that, let me give you just a little update on my journey, since some of you might be new to my channel. I was banded on December 4th of 2012. My starting weight was 286 pounds, and my current weight is 204.8, so I've had an 81.2 pound loss. So yes, like I was saying, my first fill was about mid-January, and at the time I was banded, my surgeon put 3 cc's in my band to start with, and then when I went for my first fill, they put in 1 cc or 1.5, I can't remember. And then my second fill was 0.5 cc's, which was 4 weeks after that. And then I didn't receive another fill. That was in February, mid-February. I didn't receive another fill until June 27th. So I went almost 5 months without a fill. And there's something so, I guess, interesting to me about this whole topic, because after I received my second fill in February until about the beginning of January, from mid-February until the beginning of June, I really believed I was in the green zone. And I still really do think I was in the green zone. I was eating 1 cup or less of food. I was satisfied on that food, where I was no longer hungry. And that amount of food would keep me full for between 3 to 4 hours, and sometimes even more. Sometimes I can go even up to 5 to 6 hours. So, and I don't eat every 3 to 4 hours. I eat when I'm hungry. So if I ate something and it's only and I'm hungry 3 hours later, I'm gonna eat 3 hours later. Or if I've eaten something and I'm still full 5 hours after I've eaten, I'm not gonna eat until I start actually feeling hungry. That's just how I eat. But I really believe I was in the green zone. Like I said, I ate 1 cup of food, was satisfied for at least 3 hours, if not longer. I was only eating 3 meals a day with maybe a snack, especially toward the end of May, beginning of June. I was having to have a snack because I was getting too hungry in between my meals. But I was really, I was doing really good, and also I was having good weight loss. I did go in for an appointment in May, and at that time I had expressed to my doctor that I was thinking I was needing a fill soon because I was hungry in between meals. But my doctor won't give you a fill if you're having adequate weight loss, even if you're hungry in between meals. I know to some people they think like, well, you need to be more demanding with your doctor, but here's my perspective on it. They know more than I do. He's taking care of hundreds, if not thousands, of weight loss surgery patients. And he only does lap band surgery. He doesn't believe in the other types of weight loss surgeries out there. It's not that he doesn't believe in them. He just feels that the lap band surgery is the best weight loss surgery that there is, and that's what he chooses to perform. So, he is very, very experienced with aftercare. The majority of his patients are very successful. So I'm going to trust their judgment and trust their aftercare. They are slow about giving fills. They make sure you really need one before they give it to you. And they also have this entire list of questions that you should be asking yourself before you get a fill. So like if you're if you're eating soft, if you're eating slider foods, if you're eating high calorie foods, if you're eating more than 3 meals a day, things like that, and you're not eating solid protein, you probably don't need a fill. You may even need an unfill if that's the type of foods that you're eating. So they're going to have you evaluate yourself based on that. They're also going to have you evaluate yourself on fitness. Are you getting at least 30 minutes of exercise 3 days a week? If you're not, then that's probably why your weight loss is stalled. They also, make sure your emotional habits are in check. So they have all these questions that they have you go through before they'll really consider giving you a fill. You can check off, yes, you're exercising, you're eating solid protein, you're only eating 3 meals a day, your meals are not keeping you full between 3 and 4 hours, and you're eating at least a cup of food, or you're eating a cup of food, then they'll say, yeah, we'll give you a fill. And that's where I was in June. And that's when I called my doctor and said, I need a fill. I need you to get me in. I need a fill. They also have a stipulation that they won't give you a fill unless you have 3 weeks in a row of no weight loss. So, I mean, hey, it's cool. Obviously, if I'm not losing weight, there's a reason for it. It may be because I'm not tight enough and I'm hungry between meals, or it might be because I'm not getting activity, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I went in and I got another fill in June. And at first, I actually thought I was too tight because that very first week after I had my fill, after I progressed to solid foods, I was PBA. I had 2 days where I couldn't keep any solid food down. But to be honest, I really believe that was because I was on my menstrual. I started my period, and that just, that changes things. That changes things on the inside of your body. So that was a big factor. But I have not had any difficulty. I've had 3 PB episodes since my fill in June, which this is another fascinating thing. With my last fill that I had in, the one that I had in February, I PB'd at least once a week, if not more. Maybe two, sometimes even 2 or even 3 times a week. And to be honest, I don't think it was because I was too tight. I think it was because of my eating behaviors. Either I was eating too fast, or I wasn't chewing my food well enough. Or I was letting myself get too hungry before I would eat, and then when I would eat, I would have trouble. I wasn't eating foods that I shouldn't eat and things like that because I don't do bread or pasta or rice or really anything like that. I try to avoid dry meats. There was a couple times that I PB'd because I was eating dry meat, but in general I try to stay away from problematic foods. So it's usually just my behaviors that cause me to have a PB episode, which is productive burp, or basically it's just whatever you ate not sitting well and coming back up. So I definitely had way more PB episodes with my last fill, like the fill I had from February, than what I've had with my new fill. And I know it's all behavior because this new fill, I have to eat slow. Every bite, if I take one bite and I didn't chew it enough, I feel it. If I take a bite, take another bite right on top of it, I start feeling that pressure and I have to wait 5, 6, 7 minutes for it to feel like it goes down. So I definitely am eating slow. I mean, I'm probably eating a bite and waiting 2 to 3 minutes in between bites. Probably, and it's not because I need to, it's more so that safety, like feeling comfortable. That's what I feel comfortable doing. That might change over time. I might be able to eat a little bit faster. My doctor recommends waiting a minute in between bites. So I am eating a little bit slower than what they necessarily recommend. I serve myself 4 ounces of food at every meal. Nothing more, nothing less. I would say 9 times out of 10, I eat all but 2 bites, 2 or 3 bites, and that's it. That's all I can get in. I have never felt full, as in the type of full I would say I had before I had weight loss surgery. before I had weight loss surgery, I wasn't satisfied unless I ate until I was like bulging, like Thanksgiving, stuffed, have to go take a nap kind of full. That's what satisfied was to me before I had surgery. Since I've had surgery, that is just not even possible. You can't feel like that after you've had lap-band surgery. Like it's not even like you cannot eat that kind of quantity of food. No matter, even if you don't have restriction at all, like you cannot eat that amount of food. There's no way. But um, what I do feel is no longer hungry. Like I'll eat and then I don't have physical hunger pains. I'm back to normal. Um, and then I know I need to stop eating when I feel pressure in my chest for sure. If there's any type of pressure, I have to stop. And sometimes I'll think, oh, it will go away. It usually doesn't. It's usually gonna be a stuck or PB episode if it gets too bad. But yeah, I mean, for me, I have to eat really slow, let it set, really read what my body's feeling and what my body's doing. My doctor recommends not eating for more than 30 minutes. That you eat, a cup of food or you stop at 30 minutes. Sometimes I do go over 30 minutes because I'm only serving myself half a cup of food. And because of my neurotic extra precaution, it's taking me, maybe 45 minutes to eat instead of 30 minutes because I'm giving myself 2 to 3 minutes in between bites instead of just one. But it is what it is. I'm not overeating. I'm still having adequate weight loss, so I'm confident about, what I'm doing as far as that goes. And like I said, I never feel full. I just don't feel hungry anymore. And I'm totally okay with that. It's like a new way of life, but I've grown accustomed to it over the time since I've had surgery. So anyways, that's really all I have to say. This video is getting really long, and it probably was really boring, but I hope it was kind of informative. It's just where I'm at. I do believe that right now I'm in the green zone. I'm satisfied for long amounts of time, 4 or 5 hours, and I have a cup of food. I do have to say, since I've gotten my last fill, I do struggle more with getting as much protein as I need. My doctor wants me to be getting 60 grams of protein a day, and sometimes at the end of the day I'm only at like 55. Like today I'm only at 55, and I've had 3 meals, so I probably need to, have a small glass of milk or something just to get that protein to where it needs to be for the day. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys are doing well, and thanks for watching. Bye!